Hello friends, and welcome back to the Poppy Library. We're going to take a trip back in time when the poppies first started to bloom in our garden. This footage is actually from late March, early April, right as the weather went from winter to spring almost overnight. And our days at that time were filled with just observing all of these beautiful flowers while we waited to fill in our summer garden. Spring in Texas is really a showstopper with all the wildflowers and surprises around every corner. There is no way that you cannot stop and take a look at all the beautiful flowers all around. It is truly my favorite season because of this. I do have some finished objects to share that I completed during this time. And first, I'm going to share this one. I'm going to call this my panic sweater. You may remember this from my previous video, but it is finally finished and all blocked. This raglan was such a fast knit too. I forget all the time that using worsted weight yarn really speeds up the process, and it just got completed so quickly. It was very satisfying. And here she is out in the wild. This was a very easy raglan and it was a very enjoyable knit, but I made it during a really panicked time in my life. I used this beautiful Malabrigio yarn on the neckline for a nice pop of color to this hot mess of a sweater. I don't know, I guess because it made me feel better about it. And it worked because, look, I ran out of yarn and I didn't alternate skeins and I got a whole new dye lot of a color. Also, I thought I was using the same yarn near the neckline, but no. Panicked Me used a fingering weight instead of a worsted weight, and there's a whole new gauge just right up there in the neckline. Who cares? When you have good lighting and you pull yourself out of your funk and complete a project, the sun shines and, well, you look great if you feel great. Am I right? Now, I do want to share my finally finished shorty socks that I have been working on for quite some time. This one was a little challenging just because there is a pattern that you have to follow for the top of the foot. Usually socks, I just do what they call vanilla socks, which are plain socks, where there's stockinette stitch pretty much all the way around and you just kind of, it's mindless sock knitting. But even with the pattern on top, it did keep me engaged and, you know, kept me counting, and counting leads to meditating for me. So this was totally fine to knit up. It just took a little longer. But I'm finally glad to have a pair of some shorty socks. When I say shorty socks, I just mean socks that go up to the ankle. It's really helpful during warm Texas weather to wear these around the house when you have AC on. So this was my sock set that I used from Murray & Cole Wool Goods, and it was the most perfect combination of dark and moody colors that I needed in my life. The yarn is so soft and squishy, especially when you wear it around your feet, and it really hugs the foot, and so I give this yarn a 10 out of 10 for sure. So this is what I've been doing lately. I've just been knitting, sitting, knitting some more, and thinking. And with season changes also come major life changes, especially for me this spring. So after dealing with how coronavirus impacted and even killed many of my loved ones, I couldn't ignore the fact that my perspective and values changed over a whole year. And I decided to quit my job. I no longer aligned with it, and I realized I no longer knew who I really was. But I did know that I was not happy and it was time for a change. There's definitely nothing against the job or the company that I was working for. It just wasn't for me anymore. So I knew I needed to stop asking permission to move on to a new thing and just move on already, so I did. What I am confident in is that I know that I am an extremely hard worker. I am really, really good at anything I put my mind to, so I've decided now is the time to work for myself, or at least just give it a really good shot. So I'm officially pursuing my own career as an artist. So many more updates to share soon, but for now I'm working on my skills just a little bit more before officially opening my shop and selling my own creations, and I'm so excited to take you along this journey with me. I don't know what the future holds for me at all, but I do know that I feel alive again, and that's what matters the most. So until next time, more to come very soon, since now I'm vlogging full-time, so you will hear more of me, and I look forward to sharing more with you.